Deiveson Figueiredo versus Chito Vera. Who's going to win this fight? Well, before we talk about who's going to win this fight, let's take a look at their latest performances, in which Deiveson Figueiredo fought Rob Font, in which both of their striking was great until Deiveson Figueiredo robbed Rob Font in round 3.
I'd like to see some knees up the middle from Rob Font every time.
And Deiveson Figueiredo ended up taking it by decision.
By unanimous decision, Deiveson.
At this, Deiveson Figueiredo went on to fight Cody Garbrandt, in which both started out very slow in round 1 until Deiveson Figueiredo got him in a rear naked choke and made him tap in round 2.
Now he's starting to get the tag that choke. Now it's looking tight.
Now let's take a look at Chito Vera's latest performances, in which he fought Pedro Munoz, in which it was a very close fight, both went back and forth, both had some great shots and kicks, but Chito Vera ended up outlanding Pedro Munoz, in which he ended up taking it by decision.
Marlon Chito!
After this, Chito Vera wanted to fight Sean O'Malley, and when Sean O'Malley rocked him around 2, Sean O'Malley completely outclassed and outlanded Chito Vera, in which he won every single round and ended up taking it by decision.
And still!
Now, this fight is going to be a very crazy fight. Definitely don't sleep on it because you got Chito Vera, who's the bigger guy and who's never been finished, fighting Deiveson Figueiredo, who's a former flyweight champion and who just submitted Cody Garbrandt. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this fight plays out. But before we talk about who's going to win this fight, it's important to note that both men stand pretty equal, since both men had 1 fight this year and 2 fights last year. Not to mention that both men have 23 wins and almost the same amount of knockouts and submissions. But anyways, how's this fight going to go? Well, I feel like it's pretty simple to predict how this fight is going to go, simply because if this fight happens on feet, I believe that Chito Vera's size advantage is going to be way too much for Deiveson Figueiredo, on top of the fact that Chito Vera has never been finished. So I definitely don't see Deiveson Figueiredo hurting or knocking out Chito Vera, because let's be honest, Chito Vera has already probably taken the hardest hit he could have ever taken in his career, and that was that knee to the face by Sean O'Malley. And yes, you might say that Chito Vera lost every single round and completely got dominated by Sean O'Malley, but Sean O'Malley is a whole different fighter compared to Deiveson Figueiredo, so don't expect Deiveson Figueiredo to control the fight on feet the way Sean O'Malley did. So in the end, my prediction is that if this fight stays on feet and if it goes to the decisions, well then Chito Vera is obviously going to take the win. Unless Deiveson Figueiredo can out-grapple Chito Vera and outperform it and control the fight on the ground, then I won't be surprised if Deiveson Figueiredo takes the win.